Today we would be discussing the poem The Harp of India by Henry Desrosiers. Why hangs thou lonely on you withered bough? Now in this poem, the poet begins with a question, and as the title suggests, the question is raised for the musical instrument harp. And the musical instrument harp is personified in this poem. Harp is an instrument with strings and it is played with fingers. Why hangs thou lonely on you withered bough? Now, this question is addressed to harp, and harp is personified, as I said, and the poet is asking harp as why it is lonely and it is hanging. It should be in hands, but it is hanging. It is not in someone's hands. It is still hanging. Lonely. Hanging means it is lying there unused and it is lonely. Because you can imagine a scene where harp or any musical instrument being played and there are a number of listeners. Means that music is being praised by a number of people, and that music passes from one generation to another, or that music passes to one region to another. Now, but this musical instrument is lying lonely and hanged. It does not have any human touch on you withered bough. Now it is lying on a withered which is shattered, or which is not lively, unliving, or which is faded bough, branch, unstrung forever must though there remain. And what is the fate of this instrument? It would remain unstrung forever. It has not been used in past and it would not be used in future. Must though remain. Now the use of the word must, the modal must means it would be there forever. Must, it is a condition, and it is used in the sense of something which is definite. Must though there remain, though this is the necessity of time and you would remain there as must. So this is the probability that you would remain there unused forever. Thy music once was sweet, who hears it now? Thy music, the music of the harp. The harp has again been addressed and harp has been personified, and its music was sweet. But who hears it now? Anything which was sweet, or anything which was beautiful, anything which was worthy, is not worthy of listening to now. Who hears it now? Now is the adverbial used. Who hears it now? Who would use it? Who would hear it now? Because now times have changed. Nobody is going to hear an outdated music. Nobody is going to appreciate an outdated music. And maybe the civilization has moved, or civilization has developed. Maybe there is a lot of modernization taken place. Who would hear to an old musical instrument? People have moved forward. They do not have time, and they are after their materialistic pursuits. Why would they care for a thing of art? And why would they care for an artist also? So who would hear it now? Why doth the breeze sigh over thee in vain? Now even the breeze, the wind which is blowing, sigh over thee in vain. Vain means useless. Thee means you. Is sighing, is blowing over you, but it is useless. It is sighing in vain. Sighing is sighing with the fact that blowing over it is useless, because the blowing of the wind also cannot bring any sound or any music from the instrument. It is dead now almost. Silence hath bound thee with her fatal chain. Now silence has bound thee, the harp, with her fatal chain. Fetal chain. Fetal is anything which is deadly. Chain means anything which is which has cause and effect. So this silence has bound thee with her fatal chain. It is silence, but it has bound you with a chain which is fatal, which is deadly to you. You had been silenced for years, nobody had played you, nobody had listened to you. So it has made you fatal. And this chain of silence, this recurring silence, or this never ending silence, has made things dead. Neglected, mute, and desolate art thou. Neglected means nobody has cared for you. People now are not fond of you. Mute, you are silent now. Your voice has been muted. And desolate, you are lonely. You have been put into desolation. So, neglected, mute, and desolate art thou. Like ruined monument on desert plain. Now there is a simile. This monument, any monument which is standing on a desert plain, in a desert, is ruined. Nobody is there to see it, and that monument does not survive with time. Maybe it is not cared, it does not survive, maybe it does not receive the appreciation of the people, it does not survive. So it is there and it is ruined. And maybe it even if it survives, there is no meaning of its survival, because there is no one to see it. So this unseen monument, it would in the harp has been compared to an unseen monument which would be there, and there would be no one to see this monument. Anything which is there since history. So it is monumental. This harp is also monumental, but what is the use of it? It is ruining itself because it is there in the desert and there is no one to see it. There is no one to appreciate it, there is no one to listen to it, there is no human company which is attached to it, and there is there is no one to patronize it, because arts and literature are to be patronized, they are to be carried forward, they are to be encouraged, they are to be flourished. So there is no one to flourish this art of this art which is related to playing of the harp. Harp is an old instrument, old Indian instrument, and which was being played by communities, which was being played by tribes. But these tribes, these communities are also not surviving. So how would their art, or how would their traditional folk arts, or their traditional music, or the music which is there in their folk songs, which is there in their folk lyrics, or which is there in folk instruments, how this music would survive? You need someone to take care of it, you need someone to pass it to one generation to the other. If there is no one to pass it to one generation to the other, then how would art or music would survive? And art and music would survive only if there is a proactive, there are proactive efforts to make them survive. Even the communities which are playing such musical instruments, these communities themselves are not surviving. How would their art would survive? So you need a benefactor to make them survive, you need a positive environment to make them survive. So in such a condition, when India is not independent, India is subjugated by a British rule, a rule which does not have a human face. How in such a rule, or how in such a time, the traditional arts would survive? So this is the condition of the Indians, as well as this is the condition of the civilization, or the cultural attributes which this big civilization, this big subcontinent had. These all cultural attributes are deteriorating because there is no one to appreciate them, there is no one to look after them, and they are lying barren, they are lying dead. and they are compared to a monument which is there in a desert, with no one to look at them, no one to take care of them, and no one to spend time, energy or money upon them, so that they get some breathe or some oxygen to stand or to stand themselves under any weather or any conditions. So there is a plea almost by the poet that let's come together and make these instruments survive. We would do the rest of the poem in my second lecture. Thank you.